notice this will be a literally every single step tutorial. You guys should know how to put on the liquid white already, I would imagine, after watching all the literally every single step tutorials. We're going to take our liquid white and really crank my thumb over so you can see it. All areas of the canvas have been covered with a nice even coat of Grumbacher's liquid white or Bob Ross liquid white. Both work equally well. You can use either of the brands. Hi, by the way, I'm Paint with Josh. Nice to see you again. It's going to be a grand old evening as we use our Paint with Josh brushes again, solely to paint this painting with only Paint with Josh brushes. Now, as you can see, Paint with Josh brush is a little softer. You'll get a little bit softer blend. You'll have your bristles do more movement, a couple more flippies. Those flippies give you really cool spots in your sky, right? Now, come down here, let's get a little bit of our ultramarine blue. This is from the Master's Touch set. And it was given to me by Danny over at Happily Painted. Had a brain fart there for a second. Over there, she handed me a bunch of these paints that she doesn't really use and figured I would use them. So I said, okay, I'll take these old paints and give them a shot. And they're actually really nice. I like the Master's Touch brand. I've used Master's Touch fan brushes before and all sorts of stuff before we got our Paint with Josh kit, right? Now, we're only using the Paint with Josh brushes again today, I'm telling you. You can grab them for less, and the mods will tell you how to get there. The code is still going, it's still active, and you can still access it. And the more that we crisscross across our sky, the more it will blend out into these cool little things, almost leaving little cloud shapes for us without even doing too much. Let's get a little bit of our black paint. Just a little touch. You know what, too? Let's grab some of that dioxazine purple. Oh, it's a gorgeous. Oh, man, that's a lot of paint right there, guys. Holy cow. Let's come down here and try to dump off some more of that. Jeez, how much paint did I get on the brush? Have you guys ever had that happen? Have you ever put on the paint and then instantly thought to yourself, wow, that's too much? Just show of hands. Out there in the classroom, have you ever thought, man, that's going to be way too much paint for that section? What am I going to do? Well, let's dab off our brush so there's no longer any more paint on the brush. Let's start out into the lighter area and just grab a little corner of that stuff. And the more that we crisscross over it, the more it will start to blend out, right? The harder we push it, the more it will interact with the paint and grow across our canvas. The lighter that we push it, the more times we're going to have to go over it in order to make it kind of mix in, right? And again, all we need is the color to mix. Now, the harder that we press on that paint, the more we push, the softer it will become until that dark area is no longer too crazy, right? And then we'll keep going back and forth, just letting the paint intermix in with, again, that liquid white paint that's on the bottom of our canvas is all that you need, my friends. Now, that is a cool looking sky right there, okay? All we need is a little bit of darkness out there in our sky in order for our clouds to have something to bounce off of. So tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? Let me know in the comments below. We haven't asked the what's your favorite sandwich question in a while, so check in out there. Tell me where you're from, what's your favorite sandwich, and then we'll get out here and let's just grab our Paint with Josh fan brush, since we're using only Paint with Josh brushes during this show today. And again, the mods will tell you how to grab those brushes. If you want to get them, you can get them. We'll come over here like this, a little bit of white, well, a lot of white. And let's say up here in the sky, what if there was just this enormous, just boom, whatever it is, just a big old cumulus nimbus. Let's even leave a big old massive space in between, right? An area of openness, because it doesn't all have to be the same amount of paint. And get out here with our big old 2-inch brush still. Start mixing that guy down with just the corner of the brush. Here, just the corner is moving, not even the whole bristles. We're not like this doing the entire bristles of the brush, right? Out here with just the corner, grabbing up a couple things, mixing them down, down, down. The more we mix it, the darker the white will become, right? When we put it up there initially, it's very, very, very bright. And then the more that we mix it, the more it will pick up that darkness, the darker color underneath, and eventually blend away, right? The harder we push it, or the more times that we mix it, it'll be gone forever. So you have this little puff, just a little poof of cloud out there in the sky, right? Let's come in here, grab a little bit more paint. And again, that's enough paint that it's the same amount of paint we use to make like an evergreen tree. It's a big amount of paint. Okay, what if we came down from under here, from our brightest area where it started to mix down into this darker spot where we don't really know what's happening? We come down like that, not allowing the white to touch too much or get too close to the other blasted part of white out there, right? Otherwise, we're gonna not be able to tell the difference. If you throw some of this stuff out here, and again, make it about an inch or two big, just big enough for your bigger brush to grip onto and grab, okay? Come out here and we'll start to mix it. Now I know this almost looks like too big of a space out there to begin with, so I'm gonna start to take it and mix it upwards and allow that color to kind of blend up and get softer out there, right? Just that little bit going up that way. Come over here and again with just the corner, very light pressure, not pushing on it too hard, but then again down around the bottom, I wanna push on it hard enough that it moves and grows down, right? So it's a changing difference in pressure, whether you're at the top of the cloud or the bottom of the cloud, to allow it to get down there and blend out, right? Looking however we want it to look. Each time that we do it is another chance to what, guys? I say it all the time. Every time we paint is another chance to do it the same or differently. Number 1 or number 2. Please select your answers on your Scantron sheets by coloring in number 1 or number 2 with your Ticonderoga number 2 pencils, please. You remember it had to be a number 2 pencil? Are you as old as me, where you had to literally have the correct pencil in order to take a Scantron test? You guys know what a Scantron test is? The little thing that would run it through the probably giant machine. I don't know what the machine looked like, but it was probably enormous back in the day. Yeah. Anybody else remember the number 2 pencil? Do you still use your number 2 pencil? That's what I want to know. Do you still use and have, yes?
Fun fact.
Yep.
If you pick an answer, 1 or 2, and you tell your beautiful followers, type 1 or 2 in the comments, it'll tell you how many people.
I didn't go look at the comments.
Ah!
That's my fault. So yeah, remember Ticonderoga number 2 pencils, Lemon?
Yes.
They're wicked. I tried to get Bailey to get some at Walmart the other day. Okay, we're gonna take our blue and then our black. No, you know what? Let's go purple this time. Bluey purpley bit. What you doing back there?
Watching your life.
Oh, nice. I like how it's not too far behind. That's cool. Okay, let's try to paint the hardest thing to do in art, which is a straight line. Well, I guess maybe second to a circle. Perfect circle would be hard to do.
You just must spin your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. Every time you watch that video, it's a perfect circle. They just spin their arm.
I need a bigger canvas for that.
I need a bigger arm.
Let's come out here and go just like this. Can we make it level and straight? Can you tell me whether or not that is a level horizon? Just yes or no. We don't want to make it too big, so don't go too crazy, but just yes or no, and then I'm going to take a step back and look, just to make sure you guys are telling me correctly. That looks pretty level to me. That looks pretty level. What do you think? Level or unlevel? Because again, we're doing it live right here in front of your very eyes, right? Cut me some slack. It's close enough, right? It's close enough. I mean, what are you, a robot? You gotta have it be perfect. It's close enough, I guess. Out here in the night, you guys, wicked. Okay, so now that we've got that darker color, that bluish purple back there, why don't we throw in, let's try to wipe off our brush over here, grab a little bit of our teal color, that phthalo green or viridian green, depends on the brand you're using. Right, a little bit of that guy. We don't need it to be too much. We're gonna start it there and then work it back about halfway up. Right, just there, bang, stop. Remember, this one's far away. We don't need to see every detail of everything. And like last night, I tried to paint one like this that got way too close because I was like, oh, let's do a big wave and we'll crash it over this way and we'll do that. And then by the stage, didn't end up looking like I had planned it out anyway. So let's dab off our brush on a paper towel. Don't necessarily need to clean it every time or between every color. Just dab it off real good on a paper towel. We're gonna come in here, let's grab a little bit of our 2 brown colors. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking a little bit. The darker the brown is on your brush, the darker your sand's gonna be. And then it's gonna make it look like an Oregon beach versus a Florida beach. Right, all depends. Or an East Coast beach versus a West Coast beach, or Northwest Coast beach. All depends on how you want it to look, right? Got to have that dark saturated area in front of the sand. And now that a lot of that brown has worn off, or let's come back and get a very small, there we go, very small amount. Just drop it on there. Leave it, right? Remember, we'll go wash our brush. We'll blend it out just like we did with our sky, how we put that blue in there and then blended it all out, turned it into a perfect sky. If we leave a lot of this untouched, wet, white canvas, that's going to blend in and make our sand white sand, quote unquote. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, but let's go wash the brush off. You guys just check in. Tell me where you're watching from out there. Where are you from? And this time I'm actually going to go look at the comments, and we'll see where all you guys are from out there. Remember, we're just using Paint with Josh brushes only. If you like the Paint with Josh brush kit, they are a gorgeous brush. Paint with Josh brushes. You can grab them. The mods will tell you where to go. You can find them on my place, Paint with Josh. Head over there, check that out, and all you gotta do is scroll down one thing past there, and you'll see it right on the little ticker 2 over there. So let's take this very, very, very fine amount of our dark brown paint, right? Oh, look at where I forgot. Here we go. Arizona, Pennsylvania, New York City, Massachusetts. Where are you guys from? Southwest England, SoCal, Idaho, Maine. I dig it. Harrisburg, Riverside, New Jersey, Florida, Western Mass, Philippines, Tennessee, San Diego, Florida, Texas, Houston, Virginia, Kuwait, Rio de Janeiro, Charlotte, Virginia, Finland, North Carolina, Germany, Indiana, Oregon, Utah, UK, South Carolina, Scotland, Carmel, Indiana. You guys are from everywhere, man. Literally every place on earth has somebody watching Paint with Josh. That is cool. I like that. Now, as we blend in that very fine amount of our brown color with the already pre-wet liquid white canvas, doesn't it look like a very white, sandy beachish color for you guys? And check this out. Let's get back here and throw them in the ocean. You ready to paint an entire ocean very quickly? Again, just using the Paint with Josh brush kit. This is a gorgeous box, you guys. One of my favorite paintings on the front. One of my former favorite paintings on the back. It's got quotes on the inside, on the outside. There's poster boards that come with all sorts of stuff that come inside the collectible Paint with Josh brush kit box, which is just amazing. Now, what I'm gonna do is grab my palette tool. It's very edged, like you can right through this canvas. I've done it before, so if you have a Paint with Josh original and you flip it around, there may be, if you have an ocean scene anyway, there may be a little, boop, like a little hole where I've been going like this and it all of a sudden got stuck because the point went into the canvas, right? So if you have a Paint with Josh Seascape, double check the back of it, see if there's a little hole there. You'll never see it from the front, right? But see if there's a little hole, and then maybe we should do like a contest or something. Like, I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. We're just thinking out loud, Okay, let's come over here. We're gonna grab up our titanium white paint. We're gonna pull it down like this, right? Basically wiping it off so we don't have anything left. Then we're gonna come in here to that very, almost like a steam-rolled area, like a flat street would be, compacted down, right? Very flat, very flat. That way it's not a giant amount of paint. There's not a lot of big fat roll on the end, okay? Now remember, let's come out here, let's keep them very straight this time, Josh. We're gonna come out here about 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch underneath our horizon, and just start back and forth, little Z, or little, just literally horizontal drags, keeping this part of our blade flat along the back of our horizon, right? The more you do that, the more it's going to drop off little places of white that might be brighter, little places that might be darker, right? And the more you go, the more it looks like some faraway oceany water. Now, in between those two guys, let's get back in here. In some places, not every place, doesn't all have to be exactly the same. Let's drop in one more little thing, just right in between the front and the back. And that's it. Tell me that's not a wave rolling in from the back oceany water in the day. I like it. Okay, let's come out here with the Paint with Josh brush. We're gonna wash it off real quick. Just real quick like. Remember, Paint with Josh brushes work with acrylic and with oils and watercolor. So literally any medium that you're using, the Paint with Josh brush will work. We've got the most fantastic liner brush as well. Oof, can't wait to show it to you later. Now we're gonna come in here with our liquid white and our titanium white on our Paint with Josh brush. And what we're going to do is nearly fill up the gap in between. So if we come out here, we're just gonna touch onto it, touch onto it, touch onto it. Not every place has to be the same, so maybe skip a spot. Maybe turn the brush on the side. Doesn't matter. Literally, doesn't matter. They're far away, right? That's fabulous. This little disconnected one, watch. I'll show you. Okay, let's get out here with the what? How many times am I gonna say Paint with Josh brushes in this live show? The Paint with Josh 1-inch brush, it's now got dust on it from falling behind the easel. Still fabulous looking, amazing little brush. Now, let's get out here and we're going to like 2-3 swipes and leap back away, right? Get out of there. Again, watch how quick this stuff moves. 1, 2, 3, bang, it's done. Out there, done. Move it. Get out of there. Go the other direction. Out of there. Don't be too close. Don't stay too long in one spot, making too much contact Otherwise, it's gonna look weird, okay? It's gonna look all blended out. Come back here, again, couple swipes, not trying to make everything exactly the same, just trying to disturb the paint that's out there. Poor paint's had a bad day, a little disturbed now, right? Just a little bit out there is all you need. Come back into that liquid white, titanium white pile that we had created with our fan brush, just by dipping it in, coming back over to this pile. It's very wet now, remember, much more slippy slidey than the rest of them will be. We'll come out here, we'll start up there, start wiggling it down. You can stay as close as you want, as far away as you want. Just leave a little shadow underneath, okay? That little shadow, and then we can back it up as close as we go. The higher we cut up into these waves, the more in the distance it shall push them, right? The lower we get underneath them, the closer our whole seascape is gonna get to us. So you get to be the judge. How close do you want those waves to be? Do you want to be very far away? You want to be up close and right up here in your face, right? All up to you, every time, out there, just like that. Doesn't even have to be a straight across line. Honestly, if you want it to be, fine, do it. Make it a straight across line. Go all the way across that little area out there. Just spreading out that paint real hard, pushing it onto the canvas, and making sure whatever's in the front is the brightest thing. So that means we need to come back in here with a little bit more paint on our blade and make sure that little spot out there is the brightest part right out on the front right there. See that? Beak! Sunlight's just hitting it. Fantastic. Now, let's grab a little touch of that liquidy white paint, plop it down in there, okay? Let's imagine this is 90% to our 10%, and now we've got a 100% pile of mess right here. Very runny paint, very crazy, but check it out, no longer drippy because we added that 10% titanium white. Makes it no longer drip and run and become so messy, right? So you guys, all you gotta do is just check in. Remember, leave for 2 seconds and it changes. I feel that. I paint very quickly, you guys. We don't tend to mess around too much back here, right? It's a lot of fun. We almost have too much fun. Let's get back over there. Remember, leave it different, leave it odd, okay? We're gonna take this very wet white paint and we're gonna come right up underneath this guy and we're gonna start depositing it. Now you can see that white and our white sandy beach is gonna be a very close color, okay? But also, this white is so wet that you can almost see through it if you push it hard enough. So we should be able to retain that darker brown section of paint where it gets very saturated down around the bottom. We should be able to keep that. And there's really only one way to mess this part up. Do you guys know the one way to mess up this whole thing, right? And make it indecipherable from each thing? What is that one way that we're gonna go mess it all up, Josh? Do you know, class? I'm asking you. Do you know the way? This is the way, right? Touching the two bits of brightness, exactly, or that same, losing our dark separator, exactly. Both of these paints are the exact same viscous wateriness, right? And so if we allow them to touch, we're not gonna know what's gonna happen, or what's happening. Let's come up here with our 2-inch brush, just like this. Grab it, very light. The more I push on this, the more it will go away. See how we retain that darker color in there as well? Again, if I push on this too much or too many times, it's going to disappear, completely gone, okay? Very light amount of paint. Now we're gonna go very lightly, just enough to turn our verticalities into horizontalities. Look, we retain that bright, or that darker area, guys. It's just coming out fantastic. Now, what's the one thing that looks a little bit odd? Our little dark separation that we had in there, right? That little dark space that's happening. So we're gonna come back to our liquid white titanium white mix, and we'll come down and just get it as close as you can. It's very small. A little bit bigger looks a little bit odd. Very small looks more natural, okay? The smaller you get it. Now let's say you go, oh Josh, I accidentally pushed too hard and it came out onto my sand. But don't worry, it happens to everybody, especially as you get older. Out here, right, all you gotta do is just leave a little bit more of that paint on there so it looks like it's got its own ridge. It may even cast its own shadow, you guys. Can't believe that. Oh man, that's hysterical. No one laughed? Oh my goodness, thank you for the super over there. I appreciate you so much. My heck, that's amazing. I love you. Is that Pointless 2001? That's very cool. Thank you so much, literally. And no one laughed at my You guys missed out then. Gotta pay attention around this show. Okay, let's come out here. A little bit of our liquid white, especially as you get older, right? Come out onto your, either way, you guys are Everyone's having fun out here. Let's take a little bit of this liquid white. Let's come out just to the edge of where the darkness meets the bright. Right? Doesn't have to be too big. We want it to be very small, in fact, and that way it doesn't try to interact with our next layer of paint that's coming down here, right? Scrape off just a few things. Remember, they do not need to be as big. They cannot be as big as the watery wave, because this is just a little bit of seafoam that's out there that's stuck on our little wet, watery beach. But isn't that amazing? Is that not amazing, you guys? I dig it. Remember, guys, tell me where you're watching from out there in the world. Where you at? Out there, okay? Let's see if we can get a little bit of splash happening on those waves. And I'm talking about the smallest amount of splash. Remember, guys, too much paint is no good. Let's actually test it down here, because we can always blend this away. Okay, perfect. Let's get up here, very close. Remember, you don't need many splashers because the waves are very far away, right? We're only seeing the biggest bits of water from this distance away from the ocean. But it makes it a little bit cooler, just to have a couple little bits back there, okay? Now, let's start speckling in all of our sand for our beachy deal, and then I told you we were gonna put some old cattails in here, so you better get your Paint with Josh bushy brushes out. Get your liner brushes out, and we're gonna have a good old time. Let me finish cleaning off these brushes just real quick. It takes less than a minute to clean these off and be ready for our next step. So sit tight, check in, just tell me where you're watching from. I'll get through these brushes just real quick like, and then we'll be ready to go again. Right? Here we go. It's easier when you're younger. Okay. The joke on both sides of the age gap. All right. There we go. Man, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. That's so cool for the super over there. I very much appreciate you. Very much appreciate you. You're watching from Eugene? I'm in Eugene, man. We're down here on Bailey Hill and 11th, right behind 7-Eleven and the brand new AT&T that's over there. So, come check out the studio if you're in Eugene. You're gonna love it down here. Let me tell you, let me grab that small little brush.
Who's in Eugene? Do they like candles?
Do they like candles? Because we have a candle store too. I can't, they've all launched up the list now, but there's too many people checking in now. But yeah, we've got a candle store and a painting studio, and you can learn how to paint and then smell great afterwards. Why do I have this big old thing?
You could smell great during.
Yeah,
There's no
right.
reason why you had to wait till afterwards.
You're gonna get stinked when you're all covered in oil paint.
We're located on 11th and Bailey Hill, and we are open 5 days a week, but Josh is here 7 days a week.
It's true. I don't
You just
ever
gotta-
take day off.
You just gotta figure out what 2 days that is that Josh is here alone.
Yeah, we got some wicked awesome candles. By the way, we have a Paint with Josh candle, which you can find on my place. Again, Paint with Josh. All you have to do is go check it out over there, and you can find merch, shirts, bags, stuff to hold your paints and your brushes, candles, all sorts of stuff. Head over there. Now, we've got our odorless mineral spirits in with our black paint, okay? Very dark, very runny, and I'll show you up close if you can't see, or maybe it's not focusing. Yeah, see how runny it is? It's like watercolor. And what I'm going to do is down here kind of test spray and see. Okay, cool. I don't want to have too much come off. The more I flick through with more force, bigger stuff is going to happen. All right, if we stay out here with small, minimal amounts of things, you're going to get smaller little dots that start popping out, okay? We're only really aiming in the back right here, because then we're going to put some bushes, and then we're going to redo it up in the front again. But I just wanted to show you, like, while we had so many people watching, that you can do it very easily. Now, we're taking the same odorless mineral spirits, our brush cleaner, which makes the paint very runny like water. This is our brown color that we use for our sand, the dark sienna brown. Again, test it in a place that is not going to go onto your canvas the very first time, right? Get out here and we just chuck in a couple little bits of brown that interfill in between all the little bits of black. And then what's that last color that we use, guys? The guys that watch me all the time, you followers should know what that last color is that we like to use. I'm kind of showing you right here, jumping the gun a little bit. We'll get out there with our liquid white, and again, flick it, right? And the more little white specks that you pop out there, the more it starts looking like sandy beach. It looks really cool. Now, let's mix up a little bit of our darkness, because we need to have some darker bushes and stuff in there with our cattails that are gonna start to project up into the waves, which is why we didn't cover the sides. We're not really caring what the edge looks like over there, right? We're gonna take a little bit of our black, double the amount of crimson, double the amount of blue, right? So we got 2 blue, 2 crimson, 1 black over there. Mix it up. into this very dark color that we call Paint with Josh Black. Remember, the Paint with Josh palette tool, you can find it in the set, and that is found on my place. The mods will tell you how to get there all over town. Very cool. Now, let's go into our crazy bushy brush, and I'm going to show you the difference, and I'm going to show you what I want you to do when you get your brand new Paint with Josh bush brush. Looks like this, right? Very, very small. This is what it looks like after, you know, so many hundred paintings, okay? What I want you to do, and the manufacturer, like, oh, they cringe when I do this, right? But this is what I want you to do. I want you to just get it on there and push it as flat as possible, as hard as you can, right? Very flat. Twist it, mess it up purposely. The more you do this, the bigger, see how it's already doubled in size? The more you do it, the bigger it will become. The more you get paint jammed into the brick, the bigger, the wider it will be, right? So that's what I want you to do with these brand new ones until they start looking like this monster out here, okay? Very, very, very cool, guys. Remember, if your Paint with Josh brush is ever hard the next day after painting, just smack it. It will literally go back to being, quite honestly, perfect. This one was just rock hard on the table because I didn't get enough of the thinner out last night. Bashed it, all of a sudden, nice soft bristles, guys, I'm telling you. Now, let's get out here. Don't get mad at me when we do this, but we need a lot of this darkness. We really do, and we gotta project it. There we go, right in there. Blabbing it on to our whole little scene, plopping it down in here, however crazy it wants to be. Right? Down there like that. Oh, fabulous. Woo! Look at it. That's amazing, okay? Now, what we can do is a couple different things. You can either grab it and slide it out, and then we can work our land back in. We can try to attempt to kind of tap it out in different directions, making it a little softer, right? What do you feel like works for you? Totally up to you, right? I like dragging it. We kind of start at a higher level, we work down to a lower level, and then you can literally work this stuff in. The more that you push it, and the more that you shred it, the more, see how we get that little bit of soft, bit of untouched sand in the background? That's exactly what I wanted to see, you guys. Further away, a little bit lighter, come down here, maybe we come up from a different angle, we're pulling it down, maybe there's a little hill out there, right? And then we can blend it, and then if we wanted to, we could go back in here and brighten up the sand again with more white paint, guys, literally. How much do you want? Look at that, it's like the literal perfection. How do you want it to be, right? It's all up to you. Every single time that we're doing a little beachy scene, guys, it's up to you all the time, okay? You are in control. Drag it back up into the beach. These little bits that you drop over here are into the bush. Those little bits, don't worry, because you want to know what happens to them? They literally disappear, right? Like that, like magicianry's work, okay? Very cool. Now, let's get all the darkness out of that brush. We'll come back in, and we're going to highlight those little guys. And then we're going to give them some corn dogs. You guys ever painted a corn dog? Really? You know what I'm talking about? The little corn dog bushes that are out there? The little reeds, and they pop up and they look like corn dogs? Come on, don't tell me I'm the only person out there that thinks they look like corn dogs, please. Otherwise, I'm just too hungry, I guess. Let's come over here into our green, our sap green with our liquid white only on the top half, and only load it onto the brush, onto the top half. That way our bottom half of our brush isn't even touched. Right? The more that you intermix that sap green in with the liquid white, right, the more it is going to become a goopier, wetter paint. In which case, you can come out here, tap on little bits. Right? We're not trying to cover up everything. We're not trying to cover every space or every bit of all of that darkness, right? You have to have some of that darker color in there if you want anything to stand out, right? We cannot cover it all. Now, let's take that Paint with Josh liner brush, the world famous Paint with Josh liner brush, guys. Go into our odorless mineral spirits, then into our plaque mixture over here, okay? And now we have to again project up into the water, above the waves, above your horizon. All right, what's funny is, I'm not even looking at the reference photo anymore, but there is a reference photo that we did a long time ago of an older painting, and I'm gonna show you by the end of the show, side by side, and then you tell me if there's been any sort of improvement then, which is probably 2 years ago versus now, okay? So you tell me if there's any improvement by the end of this one. And all we're gonna do next, oh man. All right, let's do it. We need to mix up a whole bunch more of this darkness. All right, so we'll take our black, our crimson, our blue, throw it down here. Try to keep it away from that very wet pile. You want these guys to be so textured and so chunky that they literally stand off of the canvas. Like they come out of the canvas right here. That's what makes them look close, right? Now, we didn't get the green out of that, but check this out. This will be totally cool. We did not get the green highlight out of the brush before we put the plaque mix on. So let's just see what happens. We're gonna come up here. Ooh, I kind of like it. It's almost doing it for me, right? So we had to get a little bit taller than our horizon in the background. Again, helps push. This is in fact taller than the top of this one and sits lower, which is going to make him look like he's closer. Exactly, class. Okay? Down like that. Actually, let's fill it all the way in the bottom. Check this out. Watch this. Okay? You're matching your angle down here to same angle down there, and then we can pull it out from different directions. Are you ready? Check this out. Okay? Come in here like this. Line it out. Boom. Dropping it down, and we come back in a little bit further. Like that. So you're kind of creating that little downward angle. Okay, now let's say it's just dragging that darkness too far out, man. It's far out, bro. You can drag it all the way back from the edge of the canvas and push that darkness back up towards your bush, right? Everything we do, we can do differently. You guys, God, so you can just walk right out there and go check it out and see what's happening, right? Again, we need a little bit more white just to make our bright sand a little bit more brighty. In our tidy whiteys down there in our speedos going to the beach. Have you ever literally worn a speedo? Like, just be honest. Like, I don't know, maybe you grew up a little bit earlier time than me. I could never bring myself to ride. I just don't have the confidence. I just do not have that confidence. I don't know. Have you ever in your life, and ladies doesn't count because it's just your normal bikini bottom, right? Like, have you ever? I don't have that confidence level, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for saying I'm talented. I love you. Right now, let's go wash this brush off because we forgot to wash the highlight out. Then we put the base color back in, and now it's all just muddied up and nasty, right? So let's get out here. We're gonna wash off this brush, and we'll go highlight this little guy out here. And I'll show you how to put some little, you know, like those corn dogs, they get up there and they pop, and it's all like this little wavy fuzz. I'll show you how to put those guys on there, because they're really easy, really simple. And remember, guys, if you're watching this show, this is the only thing I do for a living, is I come up here and teach you how to paint, right? Do not earn anything from these live streams unless somebody gets the painting. So keep that in mind. If you like the free videos, maybe you've never seen me before, but we've got all sorts of paintings available for you over there. You just gotta go check them out, man. Mods will tell you how to get there. And everyone that goes and finds a new home helps me get more supplies, helps me keep this building where we're at, our giant studio that we're in, helps me keep a house, my car, everything. So everything is appreciated, you guys. If you didn't know, we like to tell you sometimes. Now let's get out here. We're gonna go back into that liquid white, over into our sappy green, and tap onto that sap green. This guy's a little bit closer, so let's get into that some of that cadmium yellow as well. Okay, we'll come out here. Oh, look at that brightness. Right, little things, remember, we're not covering oh, excuse me. Almost had a little burpee there. We're not covering everything, right? We've got more of our cad yellow. Down here. Ooh, very light. Josh, don't cover every spot. Right there, right? Leave some spaces in between. Leave some cool little bits out there. Some little spots of darkness, because not every place is gonna have something bright growing out of it right there. Gorgeous, you guys. I'm quite honestly super cereal out here in the day. Okay, let's get up here. Let's make some bigger guys over here. Right, project. Forget what's back there. You have to forget. Everything you've already done is null and void. We're working on this portion right here. And in order to make this thing look like it's close, we have to come above our horizon. So forget it. Forget what's back there. Don't worry about it, man. You're not going to care, right? After you put this guy in and you realize what it does, you won't care. You're going to want to do it 100 more times, right? Forget it. You can't go back. can't go back anymore, right? All this stuff up here in the front, all that stuff means all that stuff in the back cannot be changed anymore. So forget about it. What's it gonna hurt? Literally, what's it gonna hurt if you went like this and popped the little thing up there, right? It's going to project distance. Please, don't just have them all be down and low and oh, I don't want to mess it up, quote unquote. No, right? Forget about that stuff. You've already messed it up. That's back there. It's unchangeable now. Let's focus down here and let's try to save it, right? Don't just be dissatisfied. You can always do something else. And the more you do and the more you project up, the cooler it's gonna be. I'm trying to help you, honestly. Quite literally, just trying to help, okay? Now, should we do one more bit of bush right here? And so we can have a little pathway to walk down? I think that's cute. Let's do that, right? Let's try, and we got way too much paint on this brush. So, let's wash the brush real quick. And while I'm doing that, you guys just check in. Tell me where you're watching from out there, right? All we need, where are you from? I like knowing, right? We'll put another little bush down in here. You don't have to when you're doing your version. You don't have to do it, it's okay, right? I'm always, every time I do one of these things, it's just another chance to do it differently, right? Another chance to take a chance and be like, hey, what would it look like if we did another one right there? Like these guys were connected and we could just walk down this little trail down to the beach. What would it look like? We won't know until we do it. So, get rid of that fear. Grab your fear, right here. Grab the fear, throw it in the garbage, right? Grab your curiosity out of the drawer, install it right here, and then let's go paint, okay? Because that's gonna be the fun part. That's what's fun about it, is making a weird, crazy thing, trying something new, because guess what? There's another canvas out there. There's another one. You're gonna be able to try it again. If you don't like what you just did, guess what? There's a million more canvases you can get, an infinite number of tries that you can try again, right? That's the whole best part about it. They're not supposed to be the same every time. So if you're looking at yours and wondering why it doesn't look like mine, because you're not me. You're you, and that's fine, right? Everything is gonna come at some point. You will get that light. I will say something the correct way, and it'll be a light bulb moment for you, and then boom, right? You're gonna improve. The longer you watch, the better you're gonna be. Just like me. The more little times I do this, the more times I get better at explaining what we're doing. Better at teaching, better at painting, right? Down here, bang. Now, look at this for a little guy. Walk it right down to the beach, my friends. Isn't that fabulous? My goodness, let's wash that brush off. You guys, again, just check in one more time. Tell me where you're watching from, and then I need you to start thinking of a title for this painting, okay? Like I said before, this is the only thing I do for a living, is teach you guys via these live shows how to do these, and then people purchasing the paintings, okay? So the mods will tell you how to do that. But let's get our light color onto our brush, right? We're gonna get our liquid white. Gotta finger paint a little bit when we're painting with Josh all the time. Get our liquid white back onto the top of our nice clean brush, back into that green, right? Smush it on there, and that way it intermixes in a little bit of our yellow as well. Come back in here, pop, 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 pop. Don't cover every space. Boom! Little bit of a bushery down there, guys. Fabulous. Now, you want to see something really cool? Do you? You have to say yes. If you want to see something really cool, how we can paint, I'm going to say 27 sticks and twigs in less than 10 seconds. Someone time me, okay? Someone time me while we take the point of this palette tool, stick it onto the canvas, and start scraping in different size lengths. Are you guys ready? 10 seconds, 27 little brush marks or things, okay? And someone has to count them for me, because I'm not gonna be able to reach them all, or count them all while we're doing it. Okay, 10 seconds, here we go, starting now. Just come in here, scrape off just a couple little sticks, twigs, little bits, coming from our bottom places, over there, smaller, less distinct ones back here. That's probably more than 27 in less than 10 seconds. Someone count those now. Count all those little sticks and twigs and tell me how many are there. The rest of you come up with a title for this painting. Remember, if you grab the painting during the live show, you get to pick the title forever. And we're also going to come back and speckle in our last little bit of sand right down here in the front. So if you thought it was over, you thought wrong. A little bit of our odorless mineral spirits, which is the brush cleaner, right? Makes our paint very, very, very wet. It's paint thinner, basically. Come back here, tap it on. Remember, mind how wet it is, mind how much is in your brush, because if you push too much, or you don't do a tester, right? You're very brave. If you don't do a test flick, then you are very brave, like me. You're very brave. You can kind of judge and see, right? Oh, it's gorgeous, guys. Okay, what's the next color? Type it in the comments now. We did black, then we do what? What color? Very specific answer I'm looking for in your answers, right? Very wet in the paint, right? Very watery. And again, are you a boss? Are you gonna do it with no test flick? Just like me? Good, do it. Get out there. That's losing your fear, right? You don't have that fear of messing it up, right? Throw it out there, see what happens, right? I love it. What's that last color, you guys? The very last color that we use. I'm going to keep it hidden until I see enough answers for the very last color that we like to use when we're doing these little beachy scenes, my friends, out there in the day. Right? What's that color? Dude, this one looks amazing. White. You can rewatch this one over on my TubiTube, which is at Paint with Josh over there. And the mods will tell you how to find that. We come in with our little specks, little splobbers, little doers, little heres, little theres, and the more little white specks that we throw out, the more it starts looking like sand. And I'm talking about a billion little white specks, right? A ton, a literal metric ton of white speckety-specketies out there. Because the more that you do, the more those little white spots look like sand. I'm telling you. Just being honest with just look at it. There's a little seashell out there too where that little bigger splotch was. Doesn't that look like a cool little path that you'd want to go down? And remember, this one's available. All you gotta do is go to Paint with Josh. That's it. Find it there. Come back. Tell us what to call it. And my by golly, this is probably one of the best ones I've ever done. Honestly. Right? We've done many, many, many Cattails Seascape deals, right? And I gotta show you how to make a couple of these guys into little wavy toppers, right? Don't think I forgot. Like the thing up there just bursted, right? So what we're gonna do is take our smallest of fan brushes, the smallest one, tiny little bit, right? Come up here. I would imagine the wind would be blowing in from the coast, right? So we come up here and just go, just a little bit of a touch it on, right? A little bit, touch, drag it. Drag that little thing. It just makes it look like a little wispy thing. You don't want to do it to all of them, trust me. I've done that. And then you go, oh, what the hell? Like, why did I do that, right? So don't do it to everyone, but just a little wisp off the backside of that guy. And then we're gonna go throw in the Paint with Josh signature birds. The birds that everyone knows and loves. The 3-bird signature, you guys. Let's get out here with our brand new Paint with Josh liner brush. So fine. Just like that. Flying out there. Don't make them all the same amount of flappy. It never looks cool when they're all doing the same thing or the same angle or whatever. So change it up in the day. That's fantastic, you guys. Let's throw our signature in down here. You guys come up with a title. And remember, Paint with Josh. If you want to go find this one, it's over there. Just like that. Zip, zap, zoop. Throw the old JK in there. And we're all set, guys. What do we got for titles? Let's see them in the comments. The old titles section down here. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just pretending. There we go. Toss that guy back over there. You guys are looking fantastic. Let's see. What would you name this painting? Yeah, Lost at Sea. I love that. Happy Place. I love that too. Very cool, guys. Those little bits. They're just up there hanging out, sticking out above our little bushery. Oh, I love them. I love them. The trio Pathway to Shore, I like. I like that. Don't make them the same amount of flappy. That's exactly right. Cattail Catwalk, I like that one. Cloudy Path. I dig it. Stunning. Let's just call it stunning. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Peaceful Place. Walking Sand. Life's Adventure. I dig that one. 2 steps from Bikini Bottom. Somebody pin that. That's the winner right there. 2 steps from Bikini Bottom, guys. I like that. Can someone pin that title for me? That's going to be the title, unless at like literally right now someone gets the painting. That would be the title I would choose. Okay, so we're going to double check that it hasn't gone yet, it hasn't found a new home, right? And then we're going to name it 2 Steps from Bikini Bottom by Avrina Officiel. I like that. Okay, let's throw the title on there, guys. This one literally done in less than 45 minutes with all these little details that you guys can do. I showed you every single step from the start to the finish. Let's go along the top. This is literally the easiest way that I've found to paint the top of your canvas. Transferring the paint that's on the left to the paint that's on the right and back and forth. Just getting the smallest bit across the top. Very faint blue sky, right? Literally. Have you ever tried to paint the top and your brush bristle has gone around and left a mark on the front of your canvas? It is agony. So just use the top of your hand like that, or your fingers. It'd be very cool. So out here, the old Paint with Josh signature. What number is this one, guys? I forget the number. 2 steps from, can't spell, Bikini. Whoop. There we go. Bottom. I can't read. I can't fit it. Bottom. 2 steps from Bikini Bottom. I like that. Painted on 9/20/2020. We're all going to paint with Josh. And then, what do you got to do? Put those last little bits that you put at the end of every site, of course. Fabulous. 2 steps from Bikini Bottom, you guys. I like it. I like it. I like it. Came out amazing, honestly. Honestly, came out wicked cool. Avrina Officiel. I dig that. So, bravo. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Let's flip the camera over here. That way I can see your guys' comments, right? And then you can see the canvas. There you go. Gorgeous, guys. Look at it. It's fantastic. So, we're going to say goodbye to the old YouTube crewery. I love you guys over there so much. I never like the tutorials to seem like they took too long. So, about 46 minutes is just about right. I love you guys over there. I can't wait to see your versions of this painting. So please send it in to me on Facebook, which is @officialpaintwithjosh. Love you guys so much. And until I see you guys here next time, take the rest of a good day and boosh. My goodness. My goodness. It's right there on paintwithjosh.com. You just got to go check it out. You'll see. Goodness gracious, guys. That one came out fabutastic.